Get the sound right. Hey, we straight, baby. We good?
We good now.
All right. Welcome to Deep Third. This podcast that we started. We basically gonna talk all sports. So we got three young men. We've been friends for about Fabe, Big Fabe. I've been friends with him since high school. Jarrell, my roommate from college, and we always talk about sports when we get on the phone. So we started a channel to talk about sports, to let you guys in on our opinions about the current events that's going on in sports. So I'm Dante Parker. You can call me DP, and we got
I'm Jarrell Burnett. They call me Breeze, or Mr. Sir Fresh, whichever you like.
And I'm Fade. You can call me Big Fade. Thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget that hit that like and subscribe button.
let's go. Yeah, so our first topic that we're going to talk about, everybody's seen the contract that Pat Mahomes got over the last week. I believe it's 450 million over 10 years, 10 to 12 years. So my question to you guys, man, hey, is he worth that kind of money?
Is he worth it? Let me work it. I'm just saying. So when we talking about Pat Mahomes, just just to kick it on the real, I mean, you're talking about a dude that youngest MVP, Super Bowl winner. Uh, I'm not gonna say a beast, a monster in his craft at such a young age. And when I look at it, what do you want to do as an athlete is reach the highest peak, and he's been there at an early age. And you see some things that not everybody has. So I think when you're talking about Pat Mahomes and is he worth that type of money, look at what the Chiefs are going to bank off of him, off of jersey sales, off of ticket sales, off of meet and greets, anything that has Pat Mahomes on it or the Chiefs on it. People are now going to ride with it. So is he worth it? He's absolutely worth it. He's probably worth more, if not double. But they got that thing called a salary cap, so they got to tame that down. But when you look at it, and I know they're coming out with the structure and all that, of what it looks like, it's really not as bad as what that big number looks like. Um, there's a lot in the front that he's not getting, and then as he gets later on in the years, um, that money starts going up. But when you look at the QB market, I mean, people were already at 30 some million. So when you're talking about a Tom Brady esque in the terms of what he can be and what he has the ability to do, um, yeah, he's worth all that money. Now the Chiefs got to put some pieces around him and be real smart with their cap. But at the end of the day, you got to pay the man for what he did, and what you project him to do. And you don't want to lose him or get into an issue where you're going to sit in free agency and you're going to be like, oh man, we should have given him a deal. No, you lock him up now. So that way, when that greatness becomes whatever, that when he's making $40 million, but everybody else is making 45, you got yourself a discount. There's a lot of quarterbacks that we see now where they are discounted contracts. When you look at um, uh, let's look at Tom Brady, and he's making 29, close to Philip Rivers making 29, close to 30. You're looking at those Matt Stafford when he signed his big deal, Matt Ryan when he signed his big deal, um, Russell Wilson when he signed his big deal. Back then, it's like, ooh, that's a lot of money. But the next quarterback that signed is going to continue to go up. So the Chiefs were like, we know what we got. I think it's our job right now to invest in that because we don't want to be paying him $50 million when that cap gets there, or when that market gets there. Let's pay him now, and then maybe on the back end he might show some loyalty. So I think for Pat Mahomes, this was a smart deal. He's worth it. I think for the Chiefs, They did an amazing job of trying to lock him down. Free agents are going to be like, yo, this dude right here, he's locked down for 10 years. So if I'm on the tail end of my career, what you going to do? You're going to go. It's almost like what the Patriots did. They get those veterans that come in that contribute, help out, and they're like, I'll take less money because right now I'm just trying to win. Win, baby, win. Fabe, I throw this to you.
So I do agree with you there that he is worth it. You know, what you alluded to is what I find very interesting, like you alluded to with the contract, that you throw this big number out there, $500 million and stuff like that. But when you break it down, yeah, it isn't that bad. His base salary doesn't even reach 10 million until like 2025, I believe it is. And where majority of the money comes from is roster bonuses. So he has to even be on the roster to get it. What I found amazing with it was Pat Mahomes is putting a lot of faith into the Chiefs
Yep.
organization to say he pretty much gave them his career. He's saying, I'm giving you my career to stay here for the next 10 years. Well, actually, if you think it's a 10-year deal, because he
Well,
still has 2 years left.
yep.
At 20, they're only paying him a total of 27 million over the next 2 years. So, and then it kicks into the 10-year deal. So that's insane to me. So why I say he put a lot of faith into them is at signing, he only got $63 million guaranteed at signing. So Pat Mahomes, we know how great he is, Super Bowl MVP and everything like that. He could have sat there and said, "Nah, I want fully guaranteed. You know, give me 400 million fully guaranteed. I want all my money." But no, he made it very, very team friendly uh, for them to still move about. I just hope in the end that they keep the weapons around him, and you know Andy Reid's there for a long time and stuff like that, so they can get to more Super Bowls. I would hate to see a Patriot way where you know he did a team friendly deal, but they don't reward him by putting you know strong people around him or using that money to get him weapons and stuff like that. Uh, you know, I think they had no choice because think about it. If Pat Mahomes would have said no, I want guaranteed money, what they would have said no, they would have had to sign that man. Uh, he's great. He brought them their first Super Bowl in 50 years.
Yeah.
So yes, he's absolutely worth it. And the other piece is I hope the team uh, does smart by him and does good by him. Dante?
So that was very good by both of you guys. Is he worth that kind of money? So I was on Facebook, I think earlier this week when the deal came out, and I saw somebody that said nobody's worth that kind of money. Um, However, when you uh, play on, when you play out of your mind and you bring a Super Bowl championship to a team and to a city that hasn't had it, like you said, for even 50 years, you do any and everything you can to keep the person that got you there. So I would say, man, yes, he's worth it. Uh, to be honest, he definitely did them a big favor because he could have been like Kirk Cousins and be like, nah, I want it fully guaranteed. I want all my money. Run me my money. I'm not trying to go through what Dak Prescott's going through. I ain't trying to go through what Zeke went through. I ain't trying to go through what Le'Veon Bell went through. So he could have definitely did that, and they would have been out of their mind if they did not sign him because he would have went to another team and been balling. But yeah, so he's definitely worth all the money. I believe that they will do right by him, and they will continue to get the pieces because that's just the way that Andy Reid the way he moves. Every team that he's been on, he always acquired pieces. He always acquired the right people to fit his system. So I think that he will definitely they would definitely do right by them. And then on top of that too, like it would be ignorant to not, because if you think about it, all the money that they're going to acquire during the playoff seasons because they have that guy. So that money that they're giving him, they're going to get it back in some. And then it's just going to continue to skyrocket, especially as the league continue to bring in more revenue streams and all that stuff. So he's definitely worth every penny.
I think to maybe play on the other side where I could see some people saying, offering that long-term deal, maybe not so much the numbers, but that long-term deal where it's like, injuries and, what if the level drops off. But what I think that you're seeing, which is what I think is so magnificent, is you got a guy that is like, hold on. I'm not going to take all that guaranteed money up front. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some of that laden on me doing my part. That means if I don't keep up my play, then that roster bonus ain't going to happen because you're going to cut me. If I don't hit my incentives, that means that I'm not going to get paid. So he said, you know what? I want that money, but I'm going to work for my money. And I think that he put faith in the team and saying, you got me for 10 years now. So whenever this, or 12 years technically, whenever this contract is over, whether he's in his prime or whether he's in the back end or wherever it is. But I think what happened is, in my opinion, is the Tom Brady effect. I think Tom Brady just left the New England Patriots because they disrespected him for so long. And I think the Chiefs were like, no, we can't do this because Pat Mahomes is probably not going to hold on as long as Tom Brady did if we're going to disrespect him. So let's give him some respect up front. We already showed him that we can put people behind him. They just drafted old dude out of LSU at running back. What? He's going to be a weapon. You look at what they had with Harmon at the receiver position at the number 3 behind Watkins, behind Hill. Come on. Like, they're putting pieces with him, around him. Some of the line stuff, which is where I think a lot of times quarterbacks have the issue because you can pay receiver, but the line is where it's at. But you've seen Patty Mahomes escape some stuff, do some Russell Wilson before Patty Mahomes, some Russell Wilson type stuff, where it's like I can break, contain. So they might be able to feed some pieces that work for what they need. But like Dante said, when you look at what Andy Reid has done, I mean, yeah, he didn't win a Super Bowl before, but how many teams would have clamored to have what he did at Philadelphia?
Yeah.
What person would have Alex Smith and have the guts to say, listen, you got us right here, Alex Smith, to the playoffs, playing well, but nah, man, I got to put this other dude in because of that potential. So for him to have the guts to do that, for him to have the guts to do everything in Philadelphia under the scrutiny of Philadelphia fans, which are difficult. I'm a Cowboys fan, y'all. So them Philly fans is, listen. You don't throw a snowball at Santa, man. A snowball at Santa. You that angry. Anyway, but, to be in that fan base and to deal with what he dealt with, coming up short so many times, but yet he get everything back, put them bullets in the chamber, and he's still fired the next season. And I think, his teams continue to play. It's not, most teams, we've been there a couple times, we failed. It's the coach. I didn't hear very much. Yeah, I heard a little bit of bickering, but you didn't hear too much. Oh, Andy Reid's the reason why. Andy Reid's the reason why. Andy Reid's the reason why. No, I think at the end of the day, when we look at what happened, he's got a great coach that obviously gets him. Patty Mahomes does, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs got a perfect marriage. They brought in Andy.
Mm-hmm.
They jump up. They take Patty Mahomes. When people were like, "What are you doing?" coming out of Texas Tech, but obviously they knew something. And this perfect marriage, they seem like they don't want to break it up. So, like I said, I can see where people would say it's a lot of money, it's too much. But again, you're gonna have to pay somebody. So why not pay the guy that you drafted? You see his work ethic every day, and you don't have to worry about, is this guy gonna come in here now and slack off? No, you've already seen what he can do. So I'll throw it back to Dante or Faye if anything else.
Go ahead, Coach Dante.
All right, yeah, I think we will wrap that up, man. That was a good topic. As long as you stay healthy, man, you're gonna be all right.
That's it.
So the next question, Cam Newton, man. So how do you guys feel about him going to the dark team, going to the Pats? Nobody likes the Pats in the NFL. Definitely being in Pittsburgh, for the last 13 years. Oh my gosh, well they can't stand them. They see them on the schedule and they like, bro, please, anybody else but them, anybody else. But how y'all feel about him going to the Patriots?
Babe, I'll throw it to you first. I'll let you go ahead and start it off.
You know what, man? Gosh, I have known and kind of followed Cam since he got kicked out of Florida. Um, but it's for him, it's bittersweet. You know, I myself, I'm a Rams fan. I cannot stand the Patriots whatsoever. I think they're a bunch of cheaters. That's a topic for another day. Uh, but I am really, really happy for him. I think uh, he'll do real well. I hope to see him get maybe like comeback player of the year or something like that, because I think him and Josh McDaniels are really going to do some magic together. Um, I think, Josh McDaniels, obviously back in the day, was able to do some good things with Tebow. Just we know Tebow really couldn't throw the ball that well. And now Josh McDaniels has someone who has, the running capabilities of a Tebow, but who has a good arm and can really run an offense. Um, so I especially with his last couple years being rough in Carolina, especially since the Super Bowl loss to the Broncos, where we know Cam did not perform well at all. And then it just seems like he's been on a downward spiral since then. And it was like a bad breakup to me what happened in Carolina. Like they kind of just scooted him out the door. He got hurt a couple times and everything like that. And so they just kind of scooted him out the door and was done with him. So I'm really hoping that he can prove himself. And I don't know if you guys have seen his Instagrams and posts and stuff like that. So he looks ready to go. And the Patriots, per usual, got themselves to me a good player for cheap. Because the max his contract is like 7 million, I think it is, something like that is the max he can get with incentives and everything like that. So I'm very happy for Cam with that.
So I guess I'll take it. Man, like I raised my hand earlier because I just became a Patriots fan. I'm a Patriots fan. I still love my Cowboys. I just became a Patriot fan. Um, I hope they do some deflate gate. I hope they do some spying. I hope they do whatever they got to do for Cam to get some wins, to get to a Super Bowl, so they can put some respect on his name. Boy, you got to put some respect on his name. So first, I gotta speak from the heart real quick. So my man Richard Sherman, I love Richard Sherman. He came out sideways out of his mouth and talked about, it's disrespectful for Cam to sign for the minimum. But I'm gonna go one place, and this is it, just one place. Cam Newton had to sign that deal. He didn't have to sign that deal. He could have went somewhere else. He signed that deal, and in my opinion, he know what the Patriots are about. We can all hate the Patriots. We can all dislike the Patriots. We can have anger and animosity towards the Patriots. But what you can't say is that's not an organization that don't do everything to put their guys in the right position. When you look at some of the guys that they've taken and they bring them in, and people will continuously say, Tom Brady had nothing around him. Tom Brady had nothing around him. No, no, no. Tom Brady had people around him. Hold on. Um, Tom Brady had people around him that fit what he needed them to do. And I think that's the biggest difference of what people don't see. He had a Wes Welker. He had guys that literally fit what he needed them to do. A lot of short routes. When he needed a long route, they had Randy Moss that would run the long routes. they had guys that fit what they need. And I think that's what the Patriots do. The Patriots are not going to sit here and be like, I need the big name. But if they can get the big name, Randy Moss, on a discount, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Say no? Gronkowski was a draft pick. But other than that, I mean, I guess we could say Antonio Brown, but Antonio Brown was on a discount. Antonio Brown was on a $10 million contract. Like, he's not getting $10 million on the open market if he didn't have a whole bunch of baggage. He's getting crazy money. So, on a discount, they will take a great player. But at the end of the day, they have a market value for what they believe. Tom Brady was paid. A lot of it was in signing bonuses and all that other stuff. It wasn't on contract, but Tom Brady was getting paid. But other guys, if you don't want to play for what we have that number at, then you can go. So what I say for Cam Newton, dude, congrats, man. That's a smart deal. What the Patriots do best is they bring you in, they allow you to do what you do best, and then they build on that year after year after year after year and make you a complete player, a complete player. And I think that's what they're going to do with him. They already know what he does best, but now it's about building on some of those things that they kind of waver in. But other than that, I mean, it's crazy to think that the Patriots then got themselves Cam Newton, who, in my opinion, hasn't hit his prime yet, had some injuries, but they're going to get him in that facility. Oh my God, I'm a Patriots fan. I can't believe I'm saying the words. I'm a Patriots fan. I'm
I
gonna be
can't
on there just clapping my hands, like, come on, Cam. Unless you go against the Cowboys, unless you go against the Ravens. Hopefully, you go against Tampa Bay and beat them bad boys. Can't stand no Tampa Bay. Stank cells. Anyway, Dante, um, I'm gonna throw this to you in 1 second. But when we look at Cam, I mean, I think the maturity from where he was, he was a little immature. What happened after the Super Bowl? I'm not gonna say he was immature in that. I'm not even mad at him because I'm a sore loser. I'm a sore loser. Don't talk to me after no game. Don't come ask me no questions. Leave me alone. I want to go sulk. I want to go be mad. So I'm not mad at him for that. But I will say how he reacted to how people reacted to him at that point was a little immature. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. So Dante, Mr. Tampa Bay, Stank, go ahead.
I just heard a
TB12.
whole bunch of nonsense. First off, Jarrell,
Tampa.
how you gonna sell out the Ravens? The Ravens can't beat the Patriots, but you a Patriot fan? Come on, man. But listen, I hear what y'all saying. Yes, I think that it was a great move for both parties. However, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Listen. Cam Newton, he's a free spirit guy. He wants to do what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. And Belichick don't play that. Belichick is by the book. Like, Belichick he's a good old guy, a good old boy. And he gonna come in here and he's gonna want to do it. It may work for a good, I don't know, let's say 5 weeks. They winning. They start losing because the Patriots defense is terrible. They start losing. Actually, the offensive line is terrible too, so they better shore up the offensive line, or he's gonna be running for his life, like he did when he first came in the league. But as soon as they start losing a couple games here and there, it's gonna fall apart because Cam Newton, and I love it because that's how you're supposed to be. You should be able to speak your mind, but Belichick doesn't like that. Belichick, he wants everything to be just like that, even kill. Even if you lose 100-0, hey, how was the game? We got work to do. Hey, you won by 100 points. How did you feel? We got work to do. So Cam Newton's not like that. Can he adapt to it and change? I'm not saying he can't. I just can't see it working because of how his personality is. And he's totally different from Tom Brady. Tom Brady just sat there because you have to realize Tom Brady, he got drafted in the 6th round, so he had to be humble. And what did Cam Newton say? I'm tired of being humble. And you have to think about it. He got drafted. Tom Brady didn't win no national championship in college. Cam did. Cam has always been on the high level. Tom Brady, not so much. So with Tom Brady coming in and getting to where he's at now, it was almost one of those things like, oh, really? This guy can really play football? He ran a forever and a 40, and he's able to do this. So it was like a shocker for a lot of people. But Cam Newton, he was drafted in the first round. He won the national championship. He went to one of the best schools in the nation at Florida. They still can't beat Florida State, but he went there, and so he has always been up high and always been regarded as one of the best. And so for him to kind of take a back seat to how Belichick would want him to do things and do it the Patriot way, I think I can only see it happening for so long until it falls apart. And I just don't see it working out for the whole season.
But how do you measure success, my man? When I look at it and I see it, what I think you're right. I think he's tired of being humble, and he said it multiple times. But here's the thing. He doesn't have to be humble to us. He just has to understand if Bill Belichick took a 6th-round pick and did that to him and made him, because Tom Brady didn't win any of those Super Bowls in the beginning. He was a game manager. Let's be real. He turned it. If he can do that with him, what can he do with Cam Newton and the weapons he got? Dante, put some respect on that man's name.
Whoa.
Put some respect on it.
If you were Cam Newton, he's a great player. I won't argue that he's a great player. I would love for him to come and play for the Bucs when he first came out. I think we would have won some Super Bowls. However, what I'm saying is, you're talking about the weapons. What weapons? Patriots don't have no weapons. Like,
they got weapons.
Like who? Edelman, that came off of knee surgery. That came off of I went in the closet and I took my steroid. Come on now, no boys don't got no weapons.
Like, listen, they got N'Keal Harry. They got N'Keal Harry, 1st-round pick from last year. They still got White. They still got Michelle Sony. They got some weapons. Listen, they got weapons, and they fit Cam better than they fit Brady. They got what I'm telling you. Listen, when the Patriots are sitting here like 6-0 in the beginning of the season, we're gonna go back to this very first episode, and I'm gonna tell you, because I normally don't do this. I'm gonna tell you I told you so, because them boys they already had a hot defense. They just had stick figure, can't move, Tom Brady with a declining arm, and had no motivation because he knew he was ready to go. And now you got motivation in there, bruh. You got motivation. The
Patriots have as many weapons as Toys R Us. Toys R Us is closed. They got nothing. That's the same thing with the Patriots. They got nothing. They don't got nothing. They want something, and they could have done stuff, and they still can do stuff because they still got people out there, but they don't want to pay for people. They like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They want people to come because we win games, we win championships. However, you got to pay people. People ain't just gonna come for the name, and that's what Pittsburgh is going through. That's why nobody ain't going to Pittsburgh, because people like, oh, that's how you did Le'Veon Bell? Okay, bet. That's how you did Tom Brady? You did Tom Brady like that? And you want me to come here? That's fine. I go to the Dolphins. I get paid.
Agreed.
Tampa 0-16. Patriots 16-0. Period.
Tom Brady had to sign on that dotted line every time his contract was up that he agreed to that. And you allude to it not working because of Cam being a free spirit and stuff. Don't you? Belichick got. I can't believe I'm sitting here actually defending like the Patriots right now. What the heck's going on? Because I'm not trying to.
But you're a Patriot fan.
No, I'm not. I want Cam to do good. But you had Randy Moss. Did Randy Moss have, personnel issues, right? But they still had a good year. And then Randy Moss wanted to get paid. He forgot how the Patriots do, and they got him up out of there. So that's why that
Regrets
did.
it every day. Regrets it every day. Go ahead,
And then
Fade.
Corey Dillon, right? Corey Dillon had personal, but he balled out and did pretty good. So Belichick has a history with good players that are different. And I cannot believe that I need to take a shower because I'm actually defending the Patriots right now. I feel absolutely disgusted. Disgusted.
I love it. I love it.
I would not be
Dante,
surprised, Fabe and Jarrell, if y'all had a Cam Newton jersey in your closet with him with the being the Patriots, because you guys are Patriot fans now.
hey, Dante, listen. I am
Shout out to Baby Mike.
I am so sorry, Dante, that you're stuck with TB Slow and we got Cam. I am listen. You got a worse version of Jameis Winston. Only thing Tom Brady got better than Jameis is that he can see. That's it. That's it. Famous Jameis King Crab Legs. Yes, I said it. I said it. He's better than Tom Brady.
All
I
right,
said
well
it.
let's go
Move
on to the
on.
next. Let's go on to the next one because you guys are delirious, but it's okay. Um, the next question: Who will have a better season, Cam or Tom Brady? Super Bowl, baby, Super
So
Bowl. Let's go.
you know, Dante, you might as well go ahead and start this thing off. I'll let you go ahead and start this thing off. I know it's a little different. I'll let you start since you missed the Tampa Bay.
Let me pull my hat up so you can see my face. How serious I am. So listen, when Tom Brady first came, I was not that happy. I felt like we should have did some other things, but I'm ecstatic, man. Uh, Super Bowl is gonna be in Tampa Bay. We got Tom Brady to come to Tampa Bay. Look at it, baby. Hey, as long as the Corona goes away in time for the season to start, I might be going to the Super Bowl in my backyard watching my home team play for the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is going to have a better year than Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady is going to have a better year than Cam Newton. And I say this: this is the reason why. He has more weapons. Like I said, the Toys R Us store in Boston, they don't got nothing. But down here, it's Disney, boy. You do whatever you want. We got everything. So he got more weapons. He has he's gonna have a better line than the Patriots, and he has a better defense. So check this out. So Jameis, that's my boy. And you was wrong talking about his eyesight, even though he should have got it fixed. And I think we would have made it to the playoffs last year if he did. However, if Jameis did not throw all those picks, so for instance, I think it was like maybe 8 games and we lost by 7 points or about no more than 14. And a lot of those games he threw a bunch of interceptions. So if we cut those interceptions in half, we're talking about somebody that would have been probably the best quarterback in in the NFL last year, throwing over 500 some yards, had over 30 some 30 something touchdowns. But if he cuts that in half, he has 15 interceptions instead of interceptions instead of 33, I believe it was. That would like the game. We would have been so much better. It would have been so much better. But Bruce Arians, he's a great coach, man. When he was with the Pittsburgh
I agree.
Steelers, he did a lot of stuff for from Rothenberger and allowed him to be able to have the success that he had. And so you think about it, if he has Tom Brady, which arguably is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, it's up for debate. I'm not going to debate that, but he's really good. Um, but you're gonna have somebody in there. You have all those weapons around him, and then on top of that, you have a defense. Yo, it's set up for the Super Bowl. It's set up for the Super Bowl.
Can I go now? Can I go now?
Go ahead, Jarrell. Let's listen to this nonsense.
So I greatly appreciate you, Dante, doing exactly what I just, or I'm sorry, talking about exactly what I just said. Amos Jameis, King Crab Leg, is better than Tom Brady. He would have had a better year. But what happened was the Tampa Bay's line was so garbage. He kept getting hit. He couldn't even see straight. He had to go get LASIK because he couldn't see after all them hits. Come on, man. And now you got stick figure back there. I can't get off my mark. Nah, you're absolutely right. He's got all the weapons in the world. Now listen, for this debate, I'm gonna go with you and say that he's gonna have a better year. Only because of Bruce Arians. I am not a Pittsburgh fan. I despise the Pittsburgh fan. I have because I'm a Cowboys fan and I remember all those. Thank you, Neil O'Donnell. I greatly appreciate you, bro. Um, and then with the Baltimore Ravens in the rivalry that we have. But there's one thing that you can't deny: when BA Bruce Arians was with the Steelers, their offense was magnificent. When BA went to the Cardinals, their offense was magnificent. He brought Larry Fitzgerald, and not that Larry ever took a step down, but he enhanced Larry Fitzgerald. Carson Palmer, who? Dude, he is a offensive genius. I will say, I think the other thing that Dante, you kind of hit on is Tampa Bay's defense is so good that I think he's going to have more opportunities to score. When you talk about exactly what you did with Jameis Winston and all the interceptions and all those things, that's the one thing that I will say Tom Brady does is take care of the ball. Um, Overall, Dante, to your point and how you were trying to talk about statistics and everything like that, this might be statistically. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback, but statistically, it might be one of the best seasons that we're going to see. Only because I think BA wants to win a Super Bowl. He's hungry. Tom Brady is hungry. That team is going to be hungry because the one thing Tom Brady is, he's Peyton Manning's way better than him as a quarterback. But what I will say is he is a better leader than anybody that I've seen. Tom Brady's mentality and what he brings his guys level up to is far greater than anybody I've seen. So I think he might take that, even though they're going to go 0-16. He might take their mentality to a different level. So to this debate, Dante, you are exactly correct. I think Tom Brady is going to have statistically the best year. Although my man Cam Newton, he may not have the statistics, but I think for his purpose of what he's trying to do, what he does may actually, in fact, be better than what Tom Brady does. Not numbers wise, but I think people believe Cam Newton, oh, he's taking too many hits, his style of play, this and that, his shoulder, his toe, his foot, his ankle, all that is going to be put to hush because I think the Patriots are going to do a good job. So statistically, Tom Brady's going to be the best, but I think Cam Newton's going to do himself better than what Tom Brady's going to do himself for where he's at. Only because I think there's so many questions about Cam Newton overall, where I think Tom Brady is just like, okay, is Father Time here? Is he still going to be able to throw the deep ball? Blah, blah, blah. That's it. Cam Newton got so many question marks. Can he lead a team? Can he stay healthy? Can he win the job? Can he play under Bill Belichick? So there's so many questions. I think he's going to check them off. So I think he's going to do himself better this year than what Tom Brady does. But Tom Brady's going to have the best season. My man, Big Fade.
So you kind of alluded to where I was going. Again, this is not me trying to defend or put up the Patriots at all.
Preach. Preach.
I can't wait to hear this.
Cam Newton. So kind of statistically, okay, yeah, I can see Tom Brady with all of that stuff. But here's why with Cam Newton. The Patriots, no matter who comes in, you have to fit in their system, right? The Patriot way and all of this stuff. So the Patriots play within themselves every game. They let you beat yourself. They're not trying to play these games so like where Cam Newton's going to have to get used to. He may have a game where he throws 150, 200, 215 yards because for that game, the running game was working. And they're just going to keep running the ball because you ain't stopping it. And in some games, the passing may be working. So that's where I feel that Cam Newton will do better. And also the Patriots are in their division is weaker. So Cam Newton kind of has that advantage that, Tom Brady beat up on that division for 20 years, except Miami. But that's what and you have Brady who has to see Breeze twice a year.
Yes, he does.
That's not easy.
Breeze is garbage.
What?
I'm just joking.
So he's got to see Breeze twice a year. Then you got Matt Ryan. He has to see twice a year. I know Atlanta hasn't been that great lately, but their offense, they still don't have scrubs on their offense. Julio Jones is that man. So I just think that Cam Newton, because of the Patriots, Belichick, especially Josh McDaniel, I think Josh McDaniel is an offensive genius as well. He really knows how to get players, get them to be successful in his system. So I think he's going to do that a lot with Cam Newton and set him up for success. And yeah, like I said, if he ain't passing the ball, if they running the ball 100 times that game, they running the ball 100 times that game, and that's all there is to it. So again, not trying to defend the Patriots at all. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying any of this.
The second America's team now. Cowboys first.
Fave was like, "Hey, that ball's not flat. It's popped up." Boys play. All right, guys. So we're gonna go on to the next topic. So the next topic, your top 5 quarterbacks for this year.
This was hard.
This was very. I mean, so number one, Patty, my man, Mahomes. That's just off rip. Next, I'm gonna go. It may seem like a wild card. Russell Wilson is my number 2. Drew Brees is my number 3. Lamar Jackson is my number 4. And Tom Brady is my number 5.
Okay.
Just to go down, I don't think enough people respect Russell Wilson and what he does. Now, when you say they haven't done much for that boy, they have not done much for him. And when he's earned every dime, he's earned every penny. Lamar Jackson was one I kept wavering of putting in, but when you look at what he's done in his year and a half in the league, it's remarkable. And I kept going back to he's not a polished quarterback yet, but yet what he did last year, you can put that up against any quarterback as far as offensive production, and you'd be blown away. But we look at him a little differently. So I had to take the lens out of, I don't want you just to be a passing quarterback. I want you to do what you do, and are you the best at what it is that you do? And I can't name anybody that has been more electrifying than him. I mean, we can kind of put people together back in the day, Mike Vick, Colin Kaepernick, Tim Tebow, exciting. We can put people together, but I think you put the best of what they do collectively, all of the running quarterbacks from the past, the best of what they do, and it still doesn't amount to what Lamar Jackson athletically is, number one. And number two, people don't realize how he can fling that ball. I remember watching Louisville tape, and I'm like, No. This dude, hold on. All right. It's just because he's playing against college guys and some of them don't care. He ain't going to do that when they get to the NFL. And what did he do? Joystick, spin move. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And although I don't agree that Tom Brady is the best quarterback, I can't deny the situation that he's in, again, with the head coach. And you look at that overall. Drew Brees, people don't believe in him, but I still will say he's better overall than Tom Brady ever will be. He's shorter. He's got to overcome 10 times more. He's smarter with the ball. Tom Brady had a structural advantage over every quarterback of this era, unfortunately. He had defenses, he had teams, he had pieces. Drew Brees, for what he is, all 6'1" or whatever he is just a pure monster. So that's why I have him kind of in the middle of the pack. But I think he's got more than Tom Brady does as they're the same age. I think he's got more in the tank than Tom Brady does with a major shoulder injury. Cam Newton, major surgery. Drew Brees, major surgery. Drew Brees still playing at a high level. Cam Newton will too. Love you. Go ahead. I let Fame go.
It's interesting. I struggle with this because I wanted to put Lamar Jackson in my top 5, but I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I will say that game, him in college, to allude to that real quick, that game with him and Clemson, him and Deshaun Watson, that was an amazing game. Them two was battling back and forth. That was a really good game. But I couldn't go Lamar Jackson because playoffs. I was really ready to see him put the team on his back and do it, and he didn't. I get it's his first one. I'm not denying the man's skill and saying that he's not good. I definitely think he'll be there. So my 1, Patrick Mahomes, same as you. 2, I went Russell Wilson. So I picked them 2 because I feel those 2, with their arm strength, minds, and along with their running ability, them 2 specifically can put the team on their back and literally take them to victory. Mahomes has shown that multiple times, even in the playoffs, going down 28-24, in back-to-back weeks and coming back and never faltering. So that's why I went with them 1, 2, 3, Aaron Rodgers, 4, Tom Brady, and 5, Drew Brees. Dante, you got?
All right, so listen, I'm gonna start with 5 first. So my number 5, Drew Brees. All right. Number 3, number 4, Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Russell Westbrook.
Wilson.
I got you, coach.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking basketball. Russell Wilson at number 3. Then at number 2, I got Brady, and then number 1, everybody had him at number 1, Patrick Mahomes. So for me, Pat was a no-brainer. Shout out to my brother Lahars. That's his team. He love him, the Chiefs. But he's just a beast, man. Like we said, Tom Brady, he got to be number 2 because we playing in Super Bowl this year, so he got to be number 2. He got to be. Number 3, Russell. Same thing. Russell is just a beast, man. He just come to work, show up, do what he need to do. Over the last couple years, they kind of haven't put the pieces around them. I know they just got the one dude from what was it, Ole Miss, I believe, the receiver. That's a freak of nature, so they should have a great year this year. Lamar just like you said, human joystick, man. He's a beast. I put him in there because I believe that he had a chip on his shoulder from last season because of everybody wanted to put him at running back. Everybody wanted to put him at receiver. He showed that, hey, listen, I am a quarterback just because I'm fast, just because I can run. I'm still a quarterback, and I think that this year he's just going to skyrocket, and he's going to. I think by the end of the year he's going to be in the top 3. If he doesn't win the MVP, he's going to be up there in the top 3 conversation of quarterbacks. Uh, if he stays healthy, that's the big thing. If he stays healthy, and then Drew, my brother-in-law likes the Saints. I really don't like him because I'm a Bucks fan. But Drew Brees, he's a good quarterback, man. Everywhere he's been, he's just a model citizen. He does what he's supposed to do. He's a good quarterback. He's a good leader, and he just competes and he just shows up and he just wins. So I believe that he's going to have another good year as well. Biggest thing with him, he just has to stay healthy as well because he added another year on and he ain't getting younger. So. But was there anything else you guys wanted that y'all kind of like, we was like, man, I kind of wanted to go a little bit deeper into, or another question y'all wanted to bring up before we wrap up?
I mean, so there's been a lot going back and forth. Who would we say, or who would you say is the best athlete in sports today?
Whatever sports?
Whatever sport.
Wow. Damn, but that's a hard one, man. Somebody.
The best.
LeBron James.
I was gonna say the same thing.
LeBron James. Right now, that's the only athlete that I know that probably could come and play football and be like a pro, all pro, on a consistent basis. And then we already know what he does on the basketball court. So that's who I would say.
Yeah.
Hey.
Pretty much agree. LeBron James was the first person that came to mind. Somebody that spends millions of dollars on their training regimen a year, I think is a fierce athlete.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody would have something different, but I 100% have to go LeBron James. I mean, it's hard to think that he's 17 years in the league, still chiseled, looking like a just mammoth beast. Still can run like a deer. Still's got the hops, and I think what's happened, he's gotten a little wiser with where he exerts a lot of his energy. But yeah, I mean, I think he is the greatest. I would love to touch on the topic if we have enough time. This was something that I've always wanted to talk about to the public. Is who's the greatest basketball player? Now, we don't have to talk about this today. We don't. But I just want to tease it. The best basketball player ever. We don't have to answer it. I just want to tease it.
Okay.
Hey, put that in the comments too. Who y'all think is the best basketball player ever? Y'all put that in the comment section. Yeah, that definitely could be a next week topic. Yeah. Faye, did you have a question or anything else that you wanted to add?
I'm good. Before we head out and did everything, I just want to thank everybody for coming out to the first episode. Apologize for the technical difficulties in the beginning, so just bear with us while we grow and try to do things. So the way you guys can help us really, man, is hit that like button, subscribe, share it, tell everybody about it, man, because we're really trying to do this, and we want to bring great content to you guys and keep the conversation going. So let's go.
Dante, yes, do you have any questions?
Nah, I was gonna say some stuff like Fabe. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate you hitting that like button if you didn't already, and also hit that bell. So every time we get a podcast, you get notified and when we come in live. We're gonna be doing this every Sunday at 9 o'clock. Next time we'll be on time. We won't be on CP time, but that's my fault. But hey, we appreciate y'all coming in. We appreciate y'all subscribing. We appreciate y'all hitting that bell button as well. And thank you. Go ahead, Jarrell.
So to take it home, I mean, like everybody else said, this is an awesome opportunity that we have through um, all these media outlets to be able to, do what we do on a daily. I mean, I know that we've always talked, whether it was through video games or whether it's on the phone, but we've always had that opportunity, amongst ourselves to sit here and talk. And, what better than to bring everybody else in with three real guys just from the heart. Whether it's we disagree, we agree, but at the end of the day, we love sports. Why not talk about sports? So like everyone else said, and I'm gonna echo it, like it, subscribe, hit the bell, just show us some love. Leave comments, let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. If there's topics that y'all want to hear, put it in the comment section. We'll definitely, if we get enough of them, we'll start putting them at, towards the end and the beginning and just have, just like an audience topic and whatever, pick one of them and then we'll debate and talk about it. So, I think this is an awesome opportunity that we have. I'm so excited to sit here and talk to my boy. I feel like we
Yeah.
back on the game, enjoying ourselves. I just can't beat y'all in college. That's all. We ain't got no college. But thank everybody, man. Fabe, I thank you for getting all this set up. Regardless of technical difficulties or not, again, this is all done by social media. Three guys that just has a hunger to be able to give you guys just real sports viewpoints. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Dante and Fade, thank y'all. I greatly appreciate it. Minds came together, worked this thing on out.
All right, everybody. Stream is ending. Peace.